Let's go Broncos! This is starting to feel surreal. The Denver Broncos are stockpiling talent in a way that's catching the attention of the rest of the league. And now, it's not just the top of the draft or the early rounds. It's what's happening in the shadows, with late picks and undrafted players that could become this team's secret weapon. And I need to break it down for you, because we're witnessing one of the most understated draft picks and UDFA classes that could redefine the Broncos' depth chart in years. Before I dive in, like this if you believe in building a foundation through smart, strategic plays, and if you've ever owned a Broncos jersey with a name like Portis, Atwater, or Rod Smith on the back, go ahead and comment. Go Broncos! The Super Bowl is ours! We already know that Jade Barron was a complete steal at number 20. People are now realizing he should have been a top 10 pick. RJ Harvey? Teams had him as the second best running back in the class, and we got him without even giving up a top 50 pick. Pat Bryant? Yeah, folks said we reached. But now those same critics are comparing him to Michael Thomas. So the early round value is clear, but it's the names coming into rookie minicamp that might be the biggest shock. Let's talk about Quay Robinson. This dude might be the best kept secret in the entire class. How did Denver get him essentially at the end of the 4th round? Alabama pedigree, limited reps, but his impact per snap was off the charts. He played just 340 snaps, classic sleeper status. But in those reps, he showed twitch, bend, speed, and explosiveness. Nick Saban called him the best special teams player he ever coached at Alabama. You're telling me the best special teamer under Saban just falls to Denver, and we plug him in behind Dallas Turner and get immediate juice as a situational rusher? That's outrageous. We're talking about pairing Quay Robinson with a rotation that already includes Nick Benito, Jonathan Cooper, Baron Browning, and now potentially Jonah Ellis. George Payton's ability to find edge rushers in the middle and late rounds is insane. We've gone from desperate at edge to having a stable so deep it's hard to fit them all on the roster. It's not just a pass rush package, it's a platoon. We're going to wear down offensive lines the way 2015 Super Bowl roster used to do. Now flip to the offensive side. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked additions in this class, Xavier Truss. Undrafted, 6 feet 7 inches, 309 pounds, 1,800 career snaps at Georgia, the best O-line factory in the country. People downgraded him for his relative athletic score, RAS, but when you watch the tape, it's crystal clear. This guy is a wall. We're talking about a versatile guard tackle swing piece who held down his job in a blue blood SEC program. And now he's in Denver with Zach Strief, one of the top OL coaches in the league, ready to mold him? That's an absolute steal. You can see it on film. Truss eats up rushers, holds blocks, protects the pocket like a seasoned vet. There's one rep against Quay Robinson where Robinson gets the edge. He's off the ball in a flash, and Truss just absorbs him, engulfs him, gives his quarterback all day. Then he turns around and on the next snap in a screenplay, he's taking on 2 defenders, giving his guy time and space. That's not just talent. That's discipline. That's development. And with Garrett Bowles getting older, Luke Wattenberg on the final year of his deal, and Frank Crum developing, Truss adds another layer of high upside security to the trenches. And remember, Denver was one of the healthiest defensive lines in the NFL last year. Continuity, chemistry, that's huge. But if someone goes down, you're not panicking. You've got Xavier Truss waiting in the wings. You've got depth. You've got options. And in this league, that wins games. But we're not done, because here's where it gets downright scary. George and Sean Payton didn't even let their real targets show up on the radar. RJ Harvey? They never brought him in for a top 30 visit. Why? Because they didn't want anyone to know. They called him their pet cat. Think about that. A guy with elite traits, whom multiple teams had high on their boards, slipped all the way to Denver because we played it like a chess game. Quiet, calculated. And now, NFL draft analysts are looking around asking, how did we let this happen? The answer? The Broncos are operating on a different level. Even the few character concerns we've seen, like with Clay Webb, were calculated risks. Webb had a very serious legal issue stemming from high school, something that is still part of a federal case. But from a pure football perspective, he's a better rated prospect than our current starting center, Wattenberg. And that's not speculation, that's from NFL.com's own prospect grades. He played both center and guard at Georgia. He was invited to the combine. He held his own against elite competition like Walter Nolan at senior day. Sean Payton has made it clear he's all about character, but maybe this one is a redemption story in the making. The strategy is clear. Where there's risk, there's reward. Where there's depth, there's competition. Where there's raw talent, there's coaching ready to develop it. And the rumor mill keeps churning too. Could Denver still add a veteran piece before camp? J.K. Dobbins and Nick Chubb are out there. Breece Hall has even been floated in trade rumors. And while I don't think we need a back that badly, The fact that Denver is even being mentioned as a possible destination shows how far this franchise has come in one offseason. At tight end, Mark Andrews' name was briefly linked, but again, do we really need to spend there when we have Evan Engram, a 110-catch guy from 2 years ago, plus a freak athlete basketball convert and Caleb Blonner waiting in the wings? Christian Watson? It's fun to think about, especially since Green Bay went out and got Matthew Golden. But with Pat Bryant, Troy Franklin, Mims, Vele, Sherfield, we're deeper than people realize. And more importantly, we're cheaper, younger, and better fit for Sean Payton's system. So as we wrap up this segment and look ahead to rookie minicamp and OTAs, the question isn't did Denver do enough? It's how did they do all of this without breaking the bank? It's masterclass scouting. It's calculated risk-taking. It's targeted development. And it's all building towards something much, much bigger. Broncos country, let me know in the comments, which under-the-radar player are you most excited to watch this camp? Is it Quay Robinson bringing that SEC edge heat? Xavier Truss bulldozing his way into the two deep? Or maybe it's someone like Clay Webb, trying to turn controversy into redemption? Whatever your answer is, make sure you like this video, subscribe for more deep Broncos coverage, and check out the next video right here on your screen where we break down how Bo Nix fits into this growing, dynamic offense. The Broncos are building something special, and you're here for it from the ground floor. Let's ride. Let's keep going, because we're far from done unraveling just how complete the Denver Broncos roster is shaping up to be, and how this youth movement is percolating throughout the NFL. The changes may seem subtle at first glance, but underneath, they're surgical. And if you're a fan who understands that championships are built in the trenches and on depth, not just on flashy names, then you're going to love where this team is headed. Let's revisit a name that's been completely overlooked, Frank Crum. This guy was already generating buzz before Xavier Truss was signed, and now we're looking at an offensive line that could be one of the deepest and most versatile in the entire league. Crum was another late or undrafted pick who was seen on the court at Nuggets games, already embedded in the Denver community, already buying into the culture, and that's no accident. Sean Payton isn't just building players, he's building buy-in. Crum, at 6 feet 4 inches, is a huge man. And now, with Truss, the Broncos have two massive young linemen in development who can play both tackle and guard. Add them to a line that already includes Ben Powers, Quinn Meinerz, Garrett Bowles, and Mike McGlinchey, and you have some serious protection for Bo Nix. Not just this year, but for the next 5 years. Speaking of Bo Nix, let's get back to the quarterback room, because everything this offseason has been built around his success. Sean Payton didn't just hand him the keys, he designed the entire garage for him. Nix benefits from an elite offensive system proven by Drew Brees, Taysom Hill, Teddy Bridgewater, and even Jameis Winston. But more importantly, he's able to thrive within continuity. Same team, same playbook, same philosophy. That's a luxury most rookie quarterbacks don't have. And the weapons around Bo Nix are quietly turning into a perfect supporting cast. Troy Franklin brings the chemistry that comes from his time at Oregon. Marvin Mims is a standout player with a year of experience. Pat Bryant is drawing comparisons to Michael Thomas, and while he's aggressive, the fit is real, stocky frame, strong hands, precise route running. Devin Vele has the makings of a sneaky WR3 who can line up on the outside or in the slot. Sherfield brings veteran presence and special teams value. This isn't a receiver-heavy group, it's a balanced, flexible group built from matchups and scheme manipulation.